Hello. 651 Brain Kitty Podcast. Sarah Louise and Susan Louise here. Sarah, did you see that that negative review we received from that fella?
Oh my! Did I?
Did I?
This is one of my favorites. Is when you've had a show for as long as we have had a show. Mm-hmm. You start to see some patterns and some similarities between certain groups or people that like leave messages or give their comments. And one of the things that I think we've noticed over the, 7 freaking years, however long we've done this.
Yeah.
Men love to produce our show.
They really do.
Although they are not at all producers of our show.
Yeah, he wants equal time.
They love giving show notes. Here's how you should do your show. Women don't seem to do this.
No.
They say, here's what I love about your show.
Yeah.
What I might like to hear is this, da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
But they don't say, here's what you should do.
The funny thing is, in his review, he said, like, he's sick of, he likes most of our content. This is the guy that gave us a 1-star review. He likes the majority of our content.
Oh.
But he does not like when we say things about all men, the funny thing is, we constantly joke about hashtag not all men.
All the time. In fact, every single time we say it.
And somebody wrote and said, I found that the guys that say they're the nice guys but can't figure out why you're mad about most guys are actually the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get why we're so mad, you're part of the problem, sir.
Yeah.
Is this a real mystery about why women are worked up about the patriarchy?
And is it fair and understandable that maybe a show doesn't have to be
for you?
50.
Yeah. Right. When he's like, it just doesn't seem like this is for me. You're right.
Right. Correct. Then.
Because if you don't like something, it's not for you.
This is the thing. I started watching A League of Their Own, and I love it. And my mom and I were laughing at all of the jokes. And my mom was like, this show is so funny. And I said, you know why? Because the people who wrote this show wrote it for us.
Yeah.
They wrote the jokes. The reason why you're laughing is because the writers are female. And so we finally get to laugh at all the jokes, and it's finally writing that, like, yes, this does happen, but, like, not frequently, not the majority of the time. The majority of the time, women are watching shows where they aren't represented.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is it okay, sir, if maybe we could have a show where we are represented?
Yeah. I think it is okay.
Just say whatever I want because it's my fucking show.
And if you like the majority of the content and then leave a 1-star review, that's not very nice, man. But the other review that was very funny to me was a woman who had previously left us a 5-star and then downgraded it. I think she ended up with 2 for us because she said, I'm so negative, and that she felt really upset that I couldn't just be happy for you that you were going to camp. That I had to keep being like, why would you do that? Why would anyone go to camp? And I was just like, that is funny. It is not funny if we agree about everything.
It is. Right.
It's funnier to have, like, the odd couple. Hello.
Yeah.
Negative can be funny.
And I to go back to the 1-star, but, like, I like the majority of your content, but then give 1 star. That's like if you went to a restaurant and you had a 5-course meal. Every course was so good, but there was one course where you were like, that's not for me. Not even not good. It's just not for me.
Not my cup of tea.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And then you were like, 1-star restaurant.
Right.
What?
Come on now.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I should just accept, like, thanks for like listening, taking the time, leaving the review, whatevs.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if we haven't totally alienated that guy, like if he's still tuning in for this show that he hates, I would just maybe do a 3-star. How about that? Maybe a 2?
I imagine him, Linda, and the woman and Cassie from The Great Debate just like huddled together. Like they like listen, like hate listen,
but they're mad about it.
But maybe maybe they all work together and they like hate listen on their drive to, and they like carpool. Yeah,
right. I mean, I love good guys. I'm married to one. I love a good man. I love him. But you guys have some work to do because most of you are.
And the good ones will say, "Oh God, we're terrible. We have some work to do." In the same way that, like, you know.
Hey, I shit on women as well.
I'm like, oh, God, we're so dumb. Oh, Lord, white people, please.
Right.
Stop doing that. You're terrible.
Yeah, I constantly shit on women. So I don't know. I feel like I'm an equal opportunity shitter.
Yeah.
Anyway, how the hell are you? How's your ankle?
It's good. It's good. Went to the urgent care.
Wait, when you were there, did you actually tell the truth about how it happened?
Yes.
You did not.
And I mean, I told them that it was a sliding, like an external rotation injury, and it was like sliding. I told them that, it was like slip and slide.
Oh,
like,
you did?
into.
Okay.
And then, you know, the thing that they wanted to check out was that the hardware from my other injury, because I did it to the same foot. So they want to make sure the hardware for the other injury was all in the right place.
What is this hardware you mean?
I got some screws and plates in my foot from the hula hooping injury.
Oh my gosh. So you're telling me that you weren't upset that could have, like, I don't know, one of the screws could have come loose?
Yeah, it could have like tweaked it. Yeah, I mean, I was upset.
Terrifying.
I was like I was worried that was.
But they said it's okay. That part's
it's
fine.
in the right place. They did say that they're like, does this side of your ankle hurt? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, we got a bone chip over there, like from a previous injury from a couple months ago.
A bone
that's
chip.
Like just they're like a chipped off a piece of my ankle bone there that's just floating around. Didn't even know about that.
Is that what they say? Like, it just floats around?
Yeah. Well, she was just like, oh yeah, you chipped a piece off right here, but it's like she's like, does it hurt over here? I'm like, no.
Good grief! Like, you are literally falling apart.
Literally falling apart.
God.
But it's fine. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I rested it well. Mm-hmm. There's some more mobility in it. I'm not going to be high jumping anytime soon. That's for sure. But
did they say that?
Well, no. I mean, but it feels like that. I can't like. It's like the tippy toes, like going on your tippy toes motion, or like pushing off with that foot.
Okay. Ugh. I just think that's funny, like when they say you can't do things like you'd never do. Like even when I get Botox, they're like, you're not you can't work out for like 24 hours. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I love when they say that. Yeah, she said no extreme sports for 4 months.
No. Looks like Sarah's not going on the challenge, guys.
I know. Ah, there you go.
Her challenge plans have been derailed by a slip and slide incident.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, maybe in your downtime, you could go ahead and get yourself a KiwiCo box and put together a fun little project.
You know what? I do have one that I've been sitting on it's a tumbler.
Oh.
Yeah, like a DIY tumbler where you can like decorate the inside and then you like screw it back together and like you can like, yeah.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
Oh my gosh, I can make it like, oh, what if I did like an inspiration board, like collage? But
in the mug.
And then you could look at it all the time. Oh, that's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Because the doctor told me I actually have to stay off of my feet.
You keep telling me like I'm trying to get you up and at 'em.
Well, I just don't understand. If you call it a walking cast,
okay.
You need to specify that there will be no walking in it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That seems silly that I had to ask that question. Then everybody looked at me like I was the crazy one.
They should call it a no walking cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
For at least for 2 weeks. Anyway.
Well, so she's going to have a lot of downtime and she's going to bust out that KiwiCo project. And KiwiCo is such a great gift for the child in your life or the young at heart. They have boxes for every age group, and you can create wonderful projects that emphasize science, technology, engineering, but they're adorable and super cute, like Sarah just said. You guys saw our bottle rocket that we did last time. That was so fun. It's just really fun to have a project to do either with your kids or to like send them off to do on their own. because you know what? We need a break. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can spark the love of learning today with KiwiCo subscription. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line with code BRAINCANDY at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month at KIWICO.com. Promo code BRAINCANDY.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that company.
So yeah, I really do have to stay off of it. So that was I had a little bit of a meltdown, like some.
Did you?
Tears. Well, yeah, because like that was 4 months sounds like, and then
when
I
they
really
said that
felt,
you cried?
Yeah. Aww. And then what I really felt crappy about was that I left with really no more information that I came there with.
I want to apologize because when you told me that about the 4 months, like I went straight to the challenge joke and I didn't actually think what you meant by extreme sports is like all the stuff you do every week.
Yeah, and skiing.
I was picturing like fucking skydiving or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, I already bought my pass for this year, and like if
you're not going to be able to ski or anything.
Well, luckily the snow probably won't hit until December, so it'll be fine by then, I'm sure. But I'll just have to do a lot. I just have to like take care of it and do stuff to get it back in shape and you know, yeah, like
I don't blame you for crying. That sucks.
Yeah. It just felt, and then it felt like when she was like, oh, well, yeah, here's some crutches. And then I felt like an idiot because I was like, question, how much do you charge for those crutches?
What did she say?
They were like, I don't know. And I was like, can we find out?
Why would you feel like an idiot?
Well, they kind of, I don't know. They kind of made me feel like they were like, oh, well, I don't know what kind of insurance you have. And I was like, I got one where I got to meet a deductible and pay for everything. So how much are those crutches? And then she was like $100, and I looked them up at Walmart. They were $30.
Whoa!
So I was like, no, thank you, but no, thank you. I will be going and purchasing those. And then she was like, okay, like, and it just felt there like
you're
there was
the
a
problem.
little bit of like she was frustrated, like she had to carry it. Like I was like, okay, well, yeah. So the American healthcare system is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to stress that. And
remember when we talked about that article, how like Amazon and other companies that ship quickly are so helpful to people who are disabled because they can get things much cheaper and quicker?
They were $21 on Amazon, and the only reason I didn't get those is because I needed them on Friday, and they didn't ship until Tuesday.
My gosh. Well, I'm glad you found a cheaper option.
Yeah. I mean, it just like seems crazy that like the hospital, I was like, I know that there's a markup for this.
Yeah, Sarah doesn't like a racket. I know that much.
I don't like a racket. I don't like anybody charging me for things that I didn't ask for.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure. And like, you know, I should have been like, is that a necessary x-ray? What angle? Are you sure? Could you get it with just one angle? Why do we need 4 different, like, you know? But then I'm like the annoying one.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they have a hard job. It's not their fault, but
it's not their fault.
Yeah. Like, I would be annoyed if I were in their shoes as well. Everybody's shoes, I'm annoyed, okay?
Totally.
But, but this is a bad system. It is.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I do have things besides my injuries to talk to you about.
Okay.
Oh, this is just like a little aside that's in my notes that's not like a actual like brain candy like talk about it notes. But I met this woman who was like an amazing plant lady in her office, had plants everywhere. And she said there are these rocks that you can buy at a fish store that are oxygen rocks that like oxygenate the water. And they're just like little pebbles. And if you put them in the little bottom of like a beaker or anywhere where you're trying to grow like plants and propagate plants, it will grow them 15 to 25% faster.
That is bonkers.
I know. I was like, oh, that is so cool. I'll just share that. That was in my notes here.
That is a great tip.
Yeah, she was wonderful. I'm like, I rent U-Haul from her like facility, and I've rented from her twice. And every time we just talk about plants, and it's just the best.
That is nice.
Thought I'd pass that little
spirit. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What else in my notes? I was teasing about this article last week. Remember how I said I was inspired by our conversation about Wes and some traits that we have witnessed.
People on the challenge have these traits.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Well, I would say I have some tendencies in the narcissist category, but I do not think that.
Okay,
you and I both are not narcissists because we are asking are you sure we're not narcissists? And we already established that narcissists would never ask that.
I guess I just object to conflating attention seeking with narcissism.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, it is different, but they can overlap, certainly.
So there are 3 specific traits that underpin the personality disorder, like of narcissism.
Got it.
And they are agentic extroversion. I think that's how you pronounce it. AGENTIC. Agentic. We're going to go with that.
Okay.
Agentic extroversion. So this refers to a person being assertive and self-confident and charming, tenacious, reward-seeking. All these things sound good, and they are like in balance.
It can be,
but when it goes into overdrive, then self-confidence turns into grandiosity, and reward-seeking becomes like telltale narcissist need for like external admiration.
Yeah, all right. I can see how that is a real fine line.
Right. Then there's antagonism. So this one is just not bueno, like no good way to spin that. It's arrogance, dishonesty, and exploitation. And it's kind of like how they pit themselves against everyone else. And then there's neuroticism, which is just like thinking highly of themselves, which is like...
Why do they define it that way?
Yeah, it's what, of like those 3?
No, neuroticism. Why do they define it as like fondness for oneself?
It's linked. Let's see. Let me see what neuroticism. I think it would be more like a need to have things your own way, like a very specific.
That's interesting.
It's almost like it can.
Yeah, because I realized this, one of the ways that I'm a hypocrite is that, you know how like when you posted that video the other day of like when you did that off-roading by yourself?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to need you to curb your enthusiasm because you were like so excited about it. And I was like, okay, so calm down. But then like I'll act like that about like a Cheers episode. Like I'm allowed to be excitable, but no one else is. So... and that's how Larry David is on Curb.
Okay.
Like he's allowed to get worked up.
I would say. Yeah. It's, let's say, I'm trying to look up a good definition of it. Tendency towards anxiety, self-doubt, and other negative feelings. Like, yeah, but this didn't give me like an actual definition of it. Personality trait involving a long-term tendency to be in a negative or anxious emotional state. The term refers to a range of...
I get it, though, because it is self-indulgent. It is.
Yeah, like neuroses, it's like...
You're just in your own head all the time, which, I speak from experience.
Okay, so those 3 things, this is like the whole point. The point of this was not just to define a narcissist for you. I read an article that said narcissists, because of these 3 things, are more likely to believe conspiracy theories.
Yes. I saw this, and it's the single greatest predictor of it. Yeah.
And then I thought about recent conversations you and I have had, very, very recent, as in about 20 minutes ago.
Right?
Yeah.
About people that are on the challenge who maybe support like conspiracy theories and stuff.
And also why, I thought about this, and I don't know if the article mentioned this, maybe, or if this is just, kind of a jump I'm making, but one of the things that we can say is a common trait, like this is what the psychologist from the challenge told me, is that everybody on the show did rate high in narcissism. Narcissistic traits.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we can kind of guess that people who are more narcissistic would choose to be in front of the camera more. And people who are more narcissistic are more likely to believe conspiracy theorists. So the people who are in front of the camera more frequently are conspiracy theorists. So, it makes sense that these messages get spread so quickly and so, in certain pools, where they're looking to I don't know, these individuals is
Yeah, if they're like the influencer.
Yes, yes, yes.
Refresh my memory about why narcissism is a predictor of belief in conspiracies, because I can't remember. I remember reading it and thinking, oh, that makes sense, but then I can't recall what it was. It was just...
So one of the things is a need for dominance and control, which is a classic trait of narcissism and conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So if you think about, like, one of the examples in the article they gave was the Salem witch trials, and how there's kind of this boom of conspiracy theories whenever there's political or social unrest throughout history, and that it's a way to kind of like maybe push back on that gain or like need for
get
dominance
control
and
back.
Control.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Climate. They said climate change, coronavirus. It's just another way to deny reality and having to think about your own fragility in the world.
Big time.
Oh, yeah. Yes. It's an escape for people who are not so tolerant of uncertainty. And narcissists do not like uncertainty. They want to be very clear. I know that I'm the best. I know this. I know for certain. Yeah. They need to feel in control and superior over others. And they tend to look to others for as like the explanation for their setbacks instead of admitting to personal failure.
Man, this is all very familiar. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister said this joke the other day. Like, she was just saying out of her brain, like, how people so frequently use the word narcissism now and narcissist, like, even when it doesn't apply, it's become this catch-all for like some jerk you don't like anymore. She goes, not everybody's ex-husband can be a narcissist. And I was like, exactly. Because it does feel like that. Every woman who's divorced is like, he is such a narcissist.
Not everybody's ex-husband. That's such a good joke.
But speaking of Gretchen, she just took the Everlywell test.
Oh, really?
And I just want to encourage you guys to give it a try if you're interested. She took the food sensitivity one. And weirdly, her results were almost identical to yours, Sarah.
Oh, really?
And I was shocked. And I just made sure to tell her mine were different. So she didn't think like everyone's is all the same or something.
Yeah.
But almost
I wonder
everything.
if we have, now I want to talk to her and see if we have similar symptoms and see what are the things that she does to help. Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So she's going to do the old like, where you kind of eliminate stuff.
Eliminate.
But Everlywell is great because you can find out the foods that you might be sensitive to. You could take a women's health test. There's a metabolism test, and it's right from your home. And then you send it off, and in a couple days you get your results. And it's just real simple and affordable. And I think it's just interesting to find out more about my body. So I'm real into these tests. So we recommend it. And for listeners of the show, Everlywell is offering a special discount of 20% off an at-home lab test at everlywell.com/braincandy. That's everlywell.com/braincandy for 20% off your next at-home lab test. everlywell.com/braincandy. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, conspiracy theories. That's so interesting.
And if you think there's so many more, there's so much like, there are way more traits or things about being a narcissist that help kind of explain this or add to this. Like even narcissists love being special. Yeah. They love doing something that like other people don't do. So belonging to a special group, or even feeling like they have access to information that others don't have, when it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about people on the challenge to do this. Anybody who's been on the challenge has heard from one of these kind of challenge guys, oh, I know what the challenge is going to be.
100%.
I already know what the elimination
I know what the final is.
I know what the final is. I already know. Okay. Do you? So it all, like, they can't just have access to normal information. It's like their uniqueness is like, lets them.
Yes. So you would say the general population doesn't really care if they're unique or special, or maybe it's just a scale. I'm sure everyone likes to feel special.
I think it's a scale, I'm sure. It's the narcissistic trait of being like overly confident and seeing yourself as special, and it's a high need for uniqueness, they said in the article.
Wow.
I don't think others, I don't think others do feel that. I would say if I were to ask my little brother, who's a firefighter, who's like so much about his identity as being part of a team and being part of this very, a group where like you kind of fit in a way, and you're like a piece,
a part of it. Yeah.
A part of it that I would say that he would probably score very low on needing to feel like unique and special.
That would be really nice. I hate that about me. I hate wanting to feel that.
He's a very humble guy.
Yeah. Although, which of your brothers was the one that was real into conspiracies?
Jordan.
The other guy.
The other one. Yeah, not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say rates high on all of these things. It's like, no, I know the answer.
I got this.
I
Right.
mean, I don't know if it helps him or hurts him that he's like also a genius. So he's often right about a lot of things.
That's the worst.
It's the worst because it like confirms those things.
Yeah.
Like
nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that at all. Okay. So what is the whole point? The article did talk about that, how this is often how misinformation is driven, is like these people tend to grab the microphone and shout really loud, and they're the ones who want to talk about it, want to put their name on it. And so this is like how misinformation gets spread. But
I, to this day, still laugh about how you said your favorite conspiracy theory was that Stevie Wonder was not blind. That is such a good one.
But then, you know what? It's funny you even mentioned that, because do you remember, speaking of conspiracy theorists and all of this, I now think this, you're making me think of Shaquille O'Neal. And he was one of the drivers of that.
Yes.
I think he's just a jokester.
Maybe.
Because
really
he's the one who he spread a story where he said he was in an elevator. They have the same, they have an apartment in the same building on Wilshire, and he was in the elevator, and Stevie gets in the elevator and goes, "Shaq?" and like nods at him, and he didn't even say anything. And he's like, "How do you know it was me? There's no way." And
all right,
like, that guy.
I hope that's what's going on.
I think maybe Shaquille O'Neal is just like a prankster.
But like I said, if that's the case, it's not funny because he's never saying like just kidding. You have to say just kidding.
Maybe and he's a little bit a narcissist too.
Isabel messaged me, a Brainiac Isabel, and said she was like disturbed by this conversation and looked up Shaquille O'Neal, and he has a not honorary, legitimate doctorate in education.
Okay, come on. He's got to be just, and he has like 1 million kids, so I feel like he's like,
this could go either way, to be honest with you. I don't know.
It really could.
I don't know. But I really think we should just say like, come on, Jack, tell the truth.
Yeah.
Do you really believe it?
Is that a cat?
Yes, I'm sorry. Why does it sound like she's birthing?
No, this is an excellent segue because one of the other fun facts I have is this list I found of 10 scientific benefits of owning a cat.
Wow. Fabulous. Yeah. Let's hear. Do you have them right there?
I do.
Okay. I'm ready.
So this is an interesting one. This I feel like is like more of a dog fact, also a cat fact, but it is better like if you want to reduce your carbon footprint and you want to own an animal, owning a cat is far better for the environment than owning a dog. In fact, a 2009 study found that the resources needed to feed a dog over the course of its life creates the same eco footprint as a Land Cruiser.
Really? Ooh, because they eat so much meat in their little kibble. Is that it?
You probably need, maybe it's like, I don't know how much, maybe. Oh, look at, there's a cat.
There's a cat here.
Well, have you put the bat wings on the cats yet?
No.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm just going to buy myself a plane ticket, fly over to your house.
No, I'm the problem.
And I'm going to be like, knock, knock, knock. I'm here to put bats on your cats. Bat wings on your cats.
I will commit to doing this.
It's almost spooky season.
You're right.
Did I tell you the funny thing about me saying that, me doing that voice?
No.
The funny story about that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I will get back to our list.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you the story. So one funny thing that happened on a rafting trip is there was a group of kids, family of 4 kids, and middle child, set of twins, the girl, she was the cutest thing. She was totally future brain. In fact, all the children were brain candy brainiacs, future Brainiacs. They were just so cute and so funny. But she was not scared to tell me exactly how she felt about anything that I did. And so we were telling jokes at night and around the campfire. And I didn't know that I had done this so much, but I was like, what kind of food does a ghost eat or something? And then I went, boo berries. And then she was like, why do you always do that voice?
Wow.
I was like, what voice? She goes, the spooky one. And I was like this? Spooky. And she was like, yeah, why do you always do that? I got called out for doing the spooky voice too much from a 6-year-old.
I am very upset about this story.
She was like, why are you doing that?
Did you
now
say,
I'm self-conscious.
Why are you asking?
I should have, but I instead, she had powers over me that I can't explain.
You
instead,
have to always remember.
I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
Listen, you have to follow the Scientology playbook. Always attack, never defend.
Okay.
Don't ever defend yourself.
This is good when you're dealing with children because they're really good at being like, that's stupid, why are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah, it's like, you're a dummy. Yeah. Why are you doing that voice? I should have done that. Dang it. Oh, she was so cute,
I don't like that because I really like when you do the spooky voice.
Me too. And I almost did it just now.
and then I felt
all self-conscious because I was like, do I do that too much? The little kid told me I did that too much. Maybe I do that too much.
Thanks for nothing, Kirsten, or whatever your name is.
Oh, she had the cutest little name.
She probably had a name like that where it was made up. I'm so mad at her. But
she was so cute.
Well, all right, fine. We'll let it go this time.
Yeah. But you do need to put bats wings on your cat so it could be spooky.
Yes, yeah.
There you go.
I will. Okay, let me just tell you why, if you're watching the video version of this, Sarah and I look incredible, and the reason is Thrive Cosmetics.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I need to get another mascara.
You got to stock up.
There is no better mascara. I used another one in the time being because I'm all out because it's the only one I'll ever use.
Yeah, you had to go to your backup.
Garbage.
Big mistake.
Do not the difference. I woke up and I had raccoon eyes everywhere because I was not used to how and I had to actually remove it. No. You will never have raccoon eyes. It's actually impossible with the Thrive mascara because it puts your lashes in tubes. It's amazing.
It does. It's called a tubing formula for real. Yeah, and you can just use warm water and a washcloth. No soap required even. And it makes your eyes big and bright, ultra lengthening, super beautiful eye-opening mascara. But they also have other products. Beautiful priming sunscreen. They have brilliant eye brightener. They have an eye lifting cream. All the things to make you feel your very best. I love their products. They have tons of great stuff. And now is a great time to try Thrive Cosmetics for yourself. Right now, you can get 15% off your first order when you visit thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics. It's CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 15% off your first order. You'll love it. Yeah. Telling you right now.
Whoa. Okay, what are some other good things?
Cats are awesome. Yes.
This list, they were kind of being cheeky, but they said that they can help you find a significant other. There was a study that was done, a British poll that was done, that found 82% of women agree that men are more attractive if they have an animal. And 90% of single women said that men who own a cat are nicer than other guys.
Would you agree or disagree?
I wanted to debate this.
Mm-hmm.
do you think that a guy who owns a cat is nicer than another guy?
I do have that impression.
I have that impression too.
Yeah. Why? Because cats are like calmer and they're more like women? I don't know.
Yeah. What could that be?
Because they're perceived as feminine, and so maybe like it's stigmatized for a man to own a cat.
Maybe it's a calm thing. Did you say calm?
I don't know if I did, but I feel that way.
I feel that way too. Maybe it's a calm thing. Maybe it's like, because I feel like if you're interacting with a cat.
Yeah. You're taking it down a notch.
Way taking it down.
Yeah.
Like
Larry, I don't live it up. I live it down.
Living it down. The cat's like, please bring your chill energy over here. Move slowly. A dog.
Yes. No
is like,
sudden
can
movements.
you please wrestle with me? And I'm going to pretend to bite your arm off.
Right. And then
you know when guys do that thing where they're like, and not women do this too. I do it too. You know, when they get around like the right kind of dog who like is like puppy energy, and you kind of like bat their head back and forth and their whole body, and you're just like, you know, and then they roll around, and you would never do that with a cat.
No, it would
Somebody's
not be
going to write.
Well received.
Okay, listen. Don't give us a 1-star review and say,
no, we're
I
paranoid.
have a cat that I agree with all of their information. I agree with most of their content, but I have a cat who I bat around with, and this cat is very aggressive. So 1 star. Don't do that.
Maybe a kitten would tolerate that. But like the two things that make dogs a kind of a deal breaker are, number one, the incessant farting, which is also like a man. And then how they won't quit licking your face. I already talked about this on the show, but I hate that when you lay on the floor and then they come over and think that's some sort of invitation for slobber. I don't want it. Get off
Doesn't
of me.
want it. Yeah, I'm moving towards cats are nice. Like,
it's a different
Bo in
vibe.
her old age is
she's
lovely.
more cat-like. Yeah.
She's more cat-like. She just wants to chill.
Well, and then Sarah had a pooptaster over at her house.
God, Susie.
You didn't want me to say it. I'm sorry. PTSD.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know, it's just like, I wish it wasn't always something, but somehow.
That does not make me want a dog whenever I hear about the pooping thing.
I think the dog, my mom's dog got into, I'm imagining that it got into some of the leftovers from our seafood boil we had for dinner.
That is disgusting.
I just imagine that this is like shellfish and spices that got a hold of this dog's tummy.
If there's one thing dogs should not have, it's like mollusks and various sea
They
life.
would have taken Everly Well test.
Right.
High sensitivity.
Dang.
Hi. This dog proceeded to have explosive diarrhea almost selectively.
Yeah.
On the things in my office, like downstairs, this studio that I'm in right now, that I'm currently airing out with incense, as you may see if you're on Patreon. Seem to choose like only the important stuff or things that
tell them what it shit on.
All of my baby books, like the books that, like the children's books from when I was a baby. You know how my mom just came from her storage unit with all the baby stuff? I was organizing this and putting it in, like it was put to the side of the room in order to go in boxes. Like I got
safekeeping
for safe.
That's terrible.
My mom was like, "It's fine, it's fine." I was like, "Somehow, Mom, I don't think that salvaging, like that removing the shit from antique books is going to be an easy thing. That doesn't seem like a simple task."
No, it does not.
The restoration involved is beyond what I would like to do.
The archival process has been severely compromised. Here's what I don't get about dogs.
No.
Why? You know how when they need to use the bathroom, they
and this dog did
do something on the door to let you know they have to go out.
Yeah.
What happens to their brains when they get diarrhea where all of a sudden they think everything's a toilet? What is going on? Why don't they go
Susie,
tell you?
I want it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, yeah. It's over 20 spots.
20 spots of BM in your home.
Because now they all have like these like special paper like that. They're like sponge kind of thing that like soaks it up. That has like an enzyme in it. So
no,
doing that I'm just gonna have a cleaning. There it just need to be the whole thing steam clean. Like
I just don't understand why they can't wait at the door, or at least diarrhea by the door. Why is
that should be? This list should really say 11 scientific facts. On why owning a cat is better. And number 11 on that list is it's a scientific fact that nobody wants 20 things of shit all over their baby books.
Have you ever seen, those viral videos of when the dog greets like the soldier that comes home after 2 years in Afghanistan or whatever? And have you ever seen the ones with the cats?
Oh, no.
And they don't care.
Oh my God, I love this.
So I get why people like dogs for things like love and affection.
Oh God.
But the cat's just like, yeah, whatever. Fine. How'd it go?
Yeah.
How'd it go over there?
Yeah. What'd you bring me?
And just as an aside, I always laugh at that Kathy Griffin joke where she went to do comedy for the troops and she lands in Iraq and she was like, oh, who farted? Iraq did. Like the whole country smells like your basement right now. Apparently. I've never been there. Yes. That's the rumor.
That's funny.
The end. And cats rule, dogs drool.
Yeah.
Literally.
Cat owners are smarter. They're more likely to have college degrees than their dog owning counterparts.
Wonder why. That is so funny.
Yep. There was a research done in 2014 in Wisconsin. A survey of 600 college students found that cat owners were more intelligent as well.
Wait, okay. More educated and more intelligent is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh. Why would you say that might be?
That
is a real stomper.
Okay, what about this?
Okay, Sarah's got a theory.
Cats also we're this is book smart. This is cat smart.
Yeah.
Cats are an indoor animal.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are an outdoor animal.
Are they?
I would argue dogs are an outdoor
they love
animal.
a walk.
That shit's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Cat's got to contain to a little tiny box thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're spending a lot of time indoors, you might be reading, you might be studying, you might be doing your homework.
Yeah, you're indoors.
You're spending a lot of time outdoors playing. You might be learning some other skills. If I would argue if we were to do a study on who can throw a spiral football better, cat owners or dog owners would have cat owners beat.
Yeah.
Who can throw a frisbee?
Dog owners.
Who can throw a tennis ball? Dog owners. I think that this is a outdoor-indoor situation.
One paradox is that I think of cats as smarter than dogs because, dogs are just so dumb. They're just big, dumb animals.
Big, dumb animals.
But they can do tricks, and cats, that is a lost cause.
Yeah. Could they? Yes.
They just are I'm not fucking doing that.
No. They're like, I'm not dumb. You're going to feed me regardless of what I do. Why would I work harder?
Okay, so you think that cats are smarter. Interesting.
Now that you... Ooh. How are we measuring intelligence?
IQ. I don't know.
Yeah, right. This always comes down to if you were to ask a octopus. I always think if you were to ask an octopus who's smarter, an octopus or a person, an octopus would be like, those humans are idiots. They can't even change to match their environment.
Yeah. Right.
They can't even camouflage themselves.
Okay.
What morons.
I guess I think dogs are simple and cats are complicated. That's why we think of them as men and women, respectively.
Yeah, cat owners on this list, it said, are quieter and more introverted. but they also score highly when it comes to trustworthiness.
Yeah, I see all this.
This is funny. Cat owners are less manipulative and more modest. Because the cat's doing all the manipulating for them?
Yeah, they're attracted to manipulators. That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
We'll have to do some polls about whether our listeners are dog people or cat. I think they're dog people. They tend to be.
You think so?
Yeah, those lesbians, they love the dogs. Although
I would
they
say
actually
those lesbians
love
cats.
They just love pets of all kinds.
They do.
Oh.
That was the perfect opportunity for a pussy joke, and I completely ruined it. God damn it.
We have regrets. That is a real disappointment.
I banged so hard on my desk that something's happening to my it's thinking I'm sending text messages.
Nope. Oh, no.
Okay, that was fun. Anyways.
Okay, so wait, is your prediction then, not that all of our listeners are lesbians, of course, but they're just my favorites.
Right.
Is your prediction that Brainiacs are cat lovers more than dog lovers? This is a hard thing to predict. I don't know.
It is, because here's the thing. It's like book club, I see cats.
Cats, a lot of cats.
But we got the outdoorsy people too.
Yeah, I don't know how that must be your group, because
there's crossover.
That's true.
It's like squats and that's.
I know. That's totally what I was picturing. Right?
Jump squats.
She's symbolic, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
So
we'll get the data. We'll find out.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know. We'll do an unscientific poll.
Yeah, this was very unscientific. Anything else on the cat ownership? Interesting, funny things. I think we talked about this a long time ago, but just like a nice little reminder. Studies show that people, especially women, prefer to sleep with cats than their partners.
Oh my gosh. I forgot if we already talked about that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Crazy.
If we didn't talk about that, then I meant to. I definitely saved that article a million years ago, that people would rather sleep with their cat than their partner.
Whoa. I do make spoons with my cat every night, so I don't want to. She just comes in.
Wouldn't it be funny if she were the big spoon?
Yeah, I would love that.
And
like
she was just
Tiger King.
Like, get over here. Get over here, you.
Come here. Come here.
Sling her arms over your shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
We all just want snuggles from anybody, any animal, whatever.
It's the best. Snuggles the best. So yeah, cats are the best. Cats rule, dogs rule. But no, I'm just kidding. I love dogs, and they're amazing. And Bo is the best in the whole universe.
Nice.
And she is kind of having a Benjamin Button experience right now, because my mom's dog has a lot of puppy energy, and Bo is now,
it's contagious.
High puppy energy too. She does like funny things. Like my mom's dog jumps a lot. Like when she gets food and anything happens, my mom's dog jumps in the air, and like high too. And Bo thinks that that's like what you're supposed to do now. And she cannot jump and can't even get an inch off the ground, but she thrusts all of her body weight up in the air and looks like she's trying.
Cute.
And she like tries to jump. And it's really funny to watch. I should get a video of it, because she's like, "Is this what we do? I think we do this." And that's very funny.
God bless her.
Okay. I read, do we have time? Yes, we have time for one more.
Yeah.
I have a new hero, Susie. And you're going to be like, yeah, duh, she's amazing and wonderful. I can't believe you didn't know about this. And I'm going to be like, yeah, well, she was like a little bit before my time, and I kind of missed like hearing about how amazing she is. Joyce Brothers should be like an honorary brain candy brainiac badass bitch of the week forever and ever.
I feel like I'm not even remembering who this is.
Okay. This is great then, because now I'm going to tell you.
Is she a psychologist or something?
She is. She became famous for being a psychologist, but that is not how she got her start.
So much more to her.
This is so good.
Okay.
Joyce Brothers started as Joyce Joyce Davis or something like that. She had a different last name then. But she was the first and definitely first. I don't know if she was the only one, female contestant to win the $64,000 question.
How funny.
And they did not want her to win.
Who's like the producers?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Her participating in this show launched her career as a television personality, led her to her being an advice columnist, led her being an author. It's kind of like what I hope the challenge would do for me.
And then instead we just were publicly shamed for our 20s.
Exactly. Okay, so she was 28 years old when she applied. She was a new mom and a qualified psychologist. She
did the thing.
Already badass. This is, I want to say 1955. So 1955, she applied to the show to help boost her family's income. She was living in a crappy part of New York, like New York City apartment, really crappy apartment. Her husband was a medical intern making like $50 a month, working at a New York hospital. And she had stepped away from her teaching role and her work as a psychologist to take care of her daughter. And she's like, I got to make some money. So she found, she said, okay, this show, they're like having people apply. Why couldn't I apply? Because if you lose, the loser gets like a Cadillac. So I'd like totally, even if I'm the loser of this show, I would love to do this. So she wrote a letter to the show and she revealed her qualifications as a psychologist and her qualifications in home economics, because they had a rule that contestants were not allowed to answer questions on any subjects that were linked to their profession. So she had to select a random category. So she chose boxing. Random. And so what they do, you pick a subject and then you're allowed to study all you want on it. And they give you they gave her 20 volumes of boxing encyclopedias and magazine articles. And then she studied with a boxing writer and former Olympic boxing champion to to make sure she knew everything about it. So she did all of her own studying, and she used this amazing memory that she had to memorize as much information as possible on this random fucking topic that she did not know anything about. So she gets on the show and she makes it to the $16,000 question round. And now they're trying to trip her up. The questions aren't even focused on boxing. They're focused on the boxing referees. And still she's crushing it. And she would, and you can watch it all and it's really fun. And she says she asks him again, would you repeat the question very slowly? So he repeats the question slowly, and she's only given 30 seconds to answer. And she answers correct every time. And he looks at her that's correct. That's correct. And then on the fourth question that she got right, the $16,000 question, he goes, wow, you knew the answers pretty well. What were you trying to do? Make me suffer? It's they wanted her to lose. So then that episode ends, and then she comes back to do the next episode. So she comes back for the next episode, and they keep trying to knock her down. She returns a week later to do the $32,000 question, and they said in today's money it would be the equivalent of $820,000. And so they kept trying to trip her up with these questions, and then kept saying you should probably just.
You can choose to either risk it or keep what you got.
And you can you should probably they
Stop
were encouraging her to even throw it. They didn't want her to win. They were this isn't, you're probably not going to get it right. Yeah, for sure encourage. And think about the and there were a whole bunch of reasons for it. So they also said in the article that the advertiser was Revlon, and she chose not to wear makeup. So they didn't want her to appear as a contestant anymore because they didn't like her look. It was great. Yeah, they told her to tank her appearance at the $16,000 level, but she refused. So she's no, I'm going back on there. And she said she memorized everything possible that she could on the subject of boxing. They tried to knock her out, pun intended. And she ended up winning. And when she won, she went on. They hired her to host a sports show. So she was a female co-host in the early 1960s, and then was given her own TV show where she got to use her psychology skills to do give advice on love and sex and marriage and parenting and all that. And then she ended up as a Good Housekeeping columnist for 40 years and appeared in 350 newspapers.
Wow. That is so cool. She sounds like Dr. Ruth, like that kind of scrappy, just like get it
Jewish
done.
woman.
I know.
Right?
She's a member of the tribe.
I know. There you go. Just like
But it is really, that is remarkable. That is really cool.
She was like, fuck you guys. I'm going on the show. And I'm going to win. And I don't care if you want me to lose. I'm going to keep, I even think about the times where guys on a challenge would be like, you should probably throw this. You should probably throw this. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not throwing it. I'm going to keep going. Even if I lose, I don't care. So she's got that badass.
Yeah, she has that grit.
Energy. I love
it. That is so cool. How did you even sort of go down that path?
I saw I don't know, like some kind of fun fact that said, what did it say? It said something about like Joyce, and then her original last name was the first winner of like some game show. And I was like, first female winner. And then when I typed her name in, I was like, wait, like the psychiatrist?
That's
like
so cool.
Joyce Brothers? Like, why didn't you say Joyce Brothers, famous weirdos. Psychiatrist? Come on. This is a whole story. Now I want to read her. Like, I feel like any biography would be really interesting.
Yeah.
She's got a cool story. She's got cool parents.
Yeah.
She's got a great husband.
Man.
Right?
3 cheers for Joyce.
Yeah, I love her.
Good. I'm so glad you mentioned that. I didn't know anything about any of that.
Yeah, me neither. So she's our badass bitch
of
forever.
Bitch. All right, let's wind it down.
Honor her badass bitch.
Would you guys please make up for that mean guy?
Yeah.
And leave us a decent review, because...
Leave us a decent review. Come on.
And if you don't like my negativity...
I love your guys' reviews. You're great. I love them. They're so funny.
Maybe we could just read positive ones, too. We'll encourage it, because I don't want to focus on the negative ones, because then there's an incentive.
My favorite ones are the ones where they're like, I love these hookers.
Yeah.
That's the best when they call us that. And then I was reading it to Eli, and he was like, huh? And I had to then tell him the story. I'm like, no, it's good.
Oh, God. Okay. Narcissists.
Yeah.
Love conspiracy theories. So just
love them.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah. So maybe if you know somebody and you're like, wow, that is a narcissist, and then they're telling you a bunch of information about something, you should be like, maybe that's a conspiracy theory.
And then
vice versa.
Owning a cat is super cool.
Yes. And
we will do a poll to find out if this is representative of our audience's views or not.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 100% on the nice guy thing. Except for that one guy who left a 1-star review who's going to be a dog owner, and he's going to be like, what the heck? It's not all dog owners.
It's sort of like, I don't actually think they probably are nicer cat owners that are men, but I think of them that way. Like,
I do too.
I think,
they're nice.
Oh, that's a sweet person.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because think about how you have to how you have to interact with a cat.
Yeah, and you want to stroke
pet
them.
A cat.
Yeah.
I was trying to say it in any way that didn't sound sexual, but that's impossible.
It is. I mean, just ask the lesbians. We're gonna wish. Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for Sarah's poop tester. We'll see how much the old carpet cleaning is gonna cost.
Yeah, the whole thing needs to be done. So.
And please check out our spin-off, which is called Things We Got Wrong, where we explore previous Brain Candy episodes where we were very wrong about some things.
So wrong. Oh, my God. I have to already do so much apologizing. God.
And please listen to This Changes Everything with Therapy Jeff and Sarah Rice, because it does change everything. It is so good. And
I'm already learning so much stuff from him.
It is just going so well. The audiences are wild about it. Be sure to leave a review too, because Jeff, he's got all these TikTok followers, but we need to have representation for Sarah as well.
And they're always like, she's so loud. So can you go on there and be like, yeah, that's how we like her.
Yeah, you'll get used to it, everybody.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. It'll be fine. Just turn your volume down. It's fine.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.